The social media, an arena with open arms where everyone is welcome to interact, keep in touch, socialize, share ideas, or simply vent. No topic is off limits, social, political, and religious. And with just a click, a statement, thought, news, or opinion goes viral and can be accessed by a huge number of people. Many Nigerians access news and information from the social media. However, because the social media is unregulated, it's not clear how accurate some of the news stories in social media are. The Senate on Wednesday passed into second reading a bill seeking 2 years imprisonment with an option of 2 million naira fine for any Nigerian who posts abusive statements on social media. When the news of the proposed law hit the social media, the reactions poured in. Many Nigerians on several social media platforms criticized the bill. Mr. Musiliu Mujid works with an online news media. He says the proposed law is unnecessary.
As far as I'm concerned, I think it's just a waste of time. Already, Nigeria has quite a lot of repressive media laws. You can sue for libel, you can sue for defamation. There is the cyber terrorism law which has just been passed. Whatever infraction there is in the media, there are laws that can deal with that. So why the duplication?
Not to be deterred, federal lawmakers, at the continuation of legislative proceedings on Thursday, insisted that some Nigerians are using social media to harass public officials.
While I celebrate the social media as one of their major actors, this Senate should not be blackmailed, cowed by operators of the social media.
The Freedom of Information and the Cybercrime Act that we passed, these two laws need to be looked into with the view to addressing these abuses.
It is the biggest thing that has happened to us. It has helped us in our elections. It has helped us to disseminate information. But the major problem has been the people who do not have any laid down rule as to what to do on the social media.
The Senate has referred the matter to its committees on ethics, communication, ICT and cybercrime to investigate and report back in 4 weeks. Linda Akibe, Channels Television News.
The first business of the day.
Okay, we'll continue our conversation around that. So you saw the different senators that spoke about this bill. Now, some of them looked at the fact that it's a good bill that they wrote on, but it's just a question of some people that can't seem to regulate themselves.
You don't regulate the marketplace. If you go to Igbo market, you cannot regulate how people talk to each other there. The social media is an Igbo market with your phone. You have to understand that. That is why it couldn't be regulated in the US, in the UK, anywhere else, because it's out of anybody's control. Anybody can come there. It is the last way the common man can really say whatever rubbish he wants. I always say everybody has the right to say whatever they want. All right? If they cross the line and accuse you of something that you have not done, there are civil laws that you can sue them for everything they have, and I support that. I'm suing several people for defamation, including some newspapers, okay? And I'm saying that law is adequate. Why do we need to criminalize thought? Why do we need to criminalize expressions, even innocent ones, where people share? You know how people are, you share something on your wall, people who like you, they like it, and they share it with their friends. What this law is saying that if I share it with my friends, even though it's not even my opinion, and it turned out to be false, I can be jailed. And I'm saying that is taking it a little bit far. And you have to ask yourself, why are they doing that at this time? Is that the most important thing our senators should be focusing on? What people are saying about them? Really? The reason why they are upset about that is because they know they are not performing.
But what people are saying could be a distraction to them, distracting them from the work they need to do.
They should stop reading it. That's why they have new media. At least one of the senators who was speaking, the lady in her own full speech said she has withdrawn entirely from social media. That's her choice. She can do that. There are some people that don't read newspaper. All right? In the US, I encourage my children not to even watch television because I don't like what is there for them. So you have a choice to make. You can shut down on social media, but you cannot come and shut me down also. And if we live in a society where people are no longer free to express their thoughts about their public officers, then we are back to George Orwell's Animal Farm or whatever. all right, or 1984, if you read that book. So my point is, I'm not in any way condoning you just going out there and saying whatever rubbish you want against anybody without proof.
But there must be, I beg your pardon, there must be some upside. Perhaps, that we've seen cases of abuse and all of that. Perhaps the mode of delivery of the Senate is where the problem lies. Maybe they might not have passed the message across adequately.
I don't agree, because number one, there's even no need for any law. Already we have the cyber crimes law that basically covers this thing they're trying to talk about. And incidentally, that phrase you just read about social media was put in the original cyber crimes bill for those who followed the debate, and it was removed before the original bill was passed. I even think the cyber crimes bill is too draconian. All right, so but we already have one that was one of the sunset laws that Jonathan passed before he escaped. All right, so that is a law that people really didn't get to debate before it got passed into law. So why do we need another one? So they are going after some specific people who consider it their jobs to do exposés against the government. And we need that in any society, no matter how good President Buhari is or any public officer is. I think it is healthy for our democracy, for us to have some people who have just dedicated their life to try to expose corruption at whatever level they see it. In the process, I understand they will get it wrong. And so in the process, some reports will be false. And I'm saying if somebody publishes a false report against you, you have civil laws to do that. Why do you want to put in jail somebody who says something against a public officer that he elected? It does not make sense when you can get to sue him for damages and get to take him for all his work. So I'm saying it's an overreach, any way you look at it.
I'll stay with the issue of regulating the social media, because there have been conversations about the fact that social media is not regulated. The bloggers blog anything. Sometimes they just copy and paste what is not true, what they've not verified. They just copy and paste. And then there've been arguments back and forth about the need to have these people put in check to some level. Maybe it's that call, that cry from the different quarters that the lawmakers are looking at, not necessarily for themselves. Have you thought about it from that angle?
I've thought about it. And trust me, I don't like people publishing false information about anybody, because it could be me tomorrow. I won't like it if somebody published false information about me. But I'm saying there are already adequate civil safeguards.
But how effective?
It's the criminalization that I have problems with.
How effective are those safeguards, those laws?
Well, that is the problem of the legislator. If you read the cyber crimes bill, you will cry. That is one of the most draconian laws I've ever seen. And yet nobody is talking, because he's saying 7-year jail time for doing some stuff on the internet. All right, so it's already strong enough. The reason why they are bringing this thing, and remember their emphasis is somebody who publishes a statement that turns out to be false. And the senators are even saying, now you cannot even send petition against anybody without swearing an affidavit. So before I can publish petition on my Facebook page, I have to ask you, where is your sworn affidavit? This is ridiculous, is what I'm saying. They are specifically trying to muzzle a specific segment of the populace. These are the very active bloggers and active social media.
I doubt if that was mentioned as in publishing of a petition on Facebook must be with a sworn affidavit. I think
they said that
submission.
No, they said
okay.
no.
Let me read
it, please.
Notwithstanding anything contained in any law, it shall be unlawful to submit any petition statement intended to report the conduct of any person for the purpose of an investigation, inquiry, or inquest without a duly sworn affidavit in the High Court of a state or the federal government confirming the content to be true and correct and in accordance with the oath.
The next section.
Okay, any petition or any complaints not accompanied by a sworn affidavit shall be incompetent, and shall not be used by any government institutions, agency, or bodies established by any law.
The next one. There's another one after that. I read somewhere where those who disseminate that, I may be wrong. Remember, when people start publishing this thing, some people could have added their own. It's possible, and this is the problem. They are trying to pass a bill. They refuse to make public copies of the draft bill available. And I can tell you on the record, we actually went to Senator Nala's office, and his staff said they don't have any copies of it in their office. We went to the office of the clerk. They refused to give us a copy. What does that tell you about the people that you elect? If members of the public exchange vigilantes, that's my organization, we went there and said we need copies of this so that we can review it, so that we can contribute. I mean, if you are going to pass law, the law is for us. We should be able to have opportunity to speak. We should be able to submit papers in favor or against, and then they consider all of that before they vote. That has not been done, and that is what makes this so suspicious for us.
Dr. Brown, if we can let's take it from the top as we go down.
Okay.
What is wrong in asking that for you to submit a petition against someone? You want to complain about someone's activity and you want the investigation. It says swear an oath that what you have said is true to the best of your knowledge. What's wrong with that?
I have no problem with that. I have no problem.
That you're okay with that portion of the bill?
I don't have a problem, even though I think it's unnecessarily putting an extra step in front of somebody who wants to make a complaint. He makes a complaint, investigators investigate it. It's either it's right or it's not right before they move forward. If I submit a complaint against you, does not necessarily mean police will come and arrest you. Police are supposed to investigate it before they decide whether there's any basis for this.
And they're saying that before they go to do that investigation, they need you to swear an affidavit that you're standing by what you have done.
Affidavit? How many people you are assuming that the average person can go to court and go swear affidavit? All right, they just want to write a one page. This is what happened to me. I need somebody to look at this. Why do they need to go do affidavit? All right, it is when the thing needs to be taken to the next level. Then the police will invite the person and tell them to swear an affidavit to the allegations. There are steps. So preliminary, you don't need to go swear an affidavit just to submit a petition. But if police wants to now take it serious, they've read it, maybe they did some little investigation and they think there's a basis there, then they invite you to the police to come and sign a sworn affidavit before they can take it to the next level. That is the way it's done all over the world. Why is Nigeria the first that want to decide to regulate social media? When did we even get into this social media first? The Americans, the British that have been dealing with it for the last 20 years, they have not regulated it. They've dealt the worst of it. We've seen caricatures of Obama everywhere. They've called him the Antichrist. They've called him all sorts of names. Nobody has been arrested for it. It's just stupid speech. That's why they call it, even in defamation law, they call it vulgar abuse. All right, vulgar abuse is not, they wouldn't even give you damages for that. Okay, just stupid, just saying whatever he wants. But if it mentions facts and figures and mentions your name and is defamatory, you have a civil option. It is that criminalization is what I am afraid of, because once they start saying you are going to go to jail for 2 years, you know what is going to happen? Even guys who have legitimate opinions about stuff will stop commenting. It will drive a lot of people will start talking to their children. Parents will start saying, you want to go to jail, you have a Facebook account. They will start suppressing the thoughts of the people. That is my fear. All right, so, and I'm saying the manner they're also going about it is not right. It is mostly for them. See, when they all got up, they are talking about their personal experiences. Oh, I had a bad experience when I was with social media. So I had to withdraw my people. It is about them. It is about them. And yet, they are public officers who are supposed to serve us.